notes are too small, play off your part. All right, here we go. And I'll stop so we turn page. Breathe and. Time. 1 and 2 and 3. 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Okay. Now we have a crescendo decrescendo by subphrases. So how does each, go to your score now, make sure everybody follow your score. The horns will come in later, so we need to establish the parameters. So, the line that goes, should be a diminuendo. All right, may I have everybody play their notes on beat 2 of bar 1. Beat 2. If you're sustaining over from beat 1, play it. Here we go, play. Now we're going to play bar, you're going to sustain beat 2, and then we're going to play beat 3. We're on cue. Here's beat 2. Enjoy the rub of the notes. Enjoy the half step or the whole step of tensions. Don't back away from it. Kids will back away from it. And we need you. I want that color. Here we go. Second beat, sustain. Third beat. Yeah. And relax into it. Sustain notes too. All right? Let's beat 2, and now everybody less, move, resolve, beat 3. You gotta move, so they hear, so everybody hears where you're going, right? There we go. So everybody's gonna go with the moving part if you're sustaining a long note. Breathe, beat 2, and here's beat 3. Make sure you release the tension. I got to hear you move. I didn't hear you move. You played the note, but it wasn't in context. Do it again. Beat 2, and. Now resolve. That's it. Now, we're going to go up the stairs. Bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 1, 2. All right?
Jerry.
Yep.
Can I ask you, like sitting on the tuba part, my part just says crescendo.
Yep.
Talking particularly to a younger band, what you're going to conduct with the tape is going to contradict what they see on the part, as they see it.
No, but you have to teach them there are two kinds of crescendos. Crescendos by beats and crescendo by subphrases. So what the tubas are going to do is you're going to play the first measure with a little taper when they move. The second measure is going to be a little louder, but also with a little taper when they move.
But is that something you'd explain?
Oh yeah, you have to teach them. You have to teach them the two kinds of crescendos. There are crescendos by beats, where you, like we did in class, we counted. But this is totally different. Within the crescendo are all these beautiful little nuances. So again, graphically you can show them. Here's bar 1 with a little diminuendo, da da dee, taper on that note. Tuba's going to diminuendo when you release the tension here. The second bar is going to go up a little louder with the same release of tension. Third bar is going to go up a little louder. So, and this is going to be done with very helpful with the tuba. Because he has the first note and the bassoon, which we don't have, right? So he's going to control. So when you're conducting, you're going to encourage the, let's just do it a couple times. All right, let's do it a couple times. Breathe, beginning and time, and soft. Yeah, but try not to rush. Just as you get louder, try not to rush. It was early. Subdivide. Fundamentals. 1, 2, wait, da-da. Nobody in first on the change. It's a wonderful concept to teach maybe high school bands. I can remember once with Ormond, the Philadelphia Orchestra was all European, played behind the beat. You had to learn how to play, insisted the orchestra play late. So he would do boom, behind the beat. So it used to drive new players crazy that are used to playing. No. But there's another thing that happens like frequently on a nice artistic level. I get it with my symphonic band every once in a while. I get it with orchestras. Where you go to do, you're building a climax and you go into it and everybody's a little behind you. And it's so wonderful. Because people say, well, why does that happen? It says, well, nobody wants to be first in. Nobody wants to be first in. And that's why, and magic happens. So I use that as a teaching technique with adult bands and sometimes professional. I'll be developing crescendo and I'll say, nobody first in, and they wait, and then, whoo, it's magic. Gives you goosebumps, when they wait. But it's something that you don't plan on. You know what I mean? It just happens. And it's wonderful when it happens. Here we go. Beginning. More tapered. Now, in other words, you have to play the tension out a little bit. It's the altos, two of you. Whoever has the moving part off the second, I want to hear that. Same thing in the clarinet, the two of you. So they need to hear it so they can taper their long note to match what you're doing. And these guys are going to set the first note of each crescendo. Breathe, set your back, and less. Now where we start in the beginning with these guys, a little more, and will you lead us? Now there's two kinds of conducting when this happens. I wanted to deal with the melody, but then we almost fell apart with time. So at that point, what I should have done is immediately let them go, and immediately go with the accompaniment, because it got ragged all of a sudden. All right? So we're going to start at pickup to bar 9. It was beautiful what you did. Keep it up. Breathe with a pickup, and excuse me, this is not a downbeat. Those of you playing, why do you play without that gesture? That's a downbeat. Here we go, Ed. That's it. Now we add the octave. We change the color, stop. I'm going to turn the page if you're playing off the score. Remember your pickup note. We're now at 17. So brass that are not playing should be listening to the lines, listening to the shape. Hopefully you pick some of this up next week when you're rehearsing and you have something that's this. You have to isolate and fix. Sometimes you can't do it all at once with students especially. So now we were at 17. Right? And what happens in the change of colors now? Analyze the score. Look back at the previous page, what colors I was using, and where the register is, and that wasn't balanced well. We have to get the accompaniment much softer with the low flute. Low flute's a beautiful color, but it has to be balanced nicely, and we'll bring that down later. All right, so what changes? I add the horn, French horn color. I add the clarinet on the melody an octave higher than where they were. So I changed the upper color, and I changed the middle color by that beautiful horn little section. But what did I give the horns? I only gave them the tension. I gave them the tension release. B flat against A bit, right? Half step. We're backing away from it. It's a little dull. The lower note's a little low pitch. Get that right up in pitch where it goes. All right? And this section goes on. All right? So we start at 17. Turn the page and look at your pickup.
Would you like me to play second or first?
Probably second would be better.
You want me to cover the back?
Oh yeah, play first, and he can cover the second horn. Please go play up the score.
Ah,
All
yeah.
right. So trumpets are still watching the score. You're using your ears to listen to the change of color. The new color here, new color there. Here we go. Pick up one beat before 17. Breathe. 10 listening, fit your color in. Do it again. We just need another chance. Oboe is a little prominent. Get it back off a little bit. We want a nice blend. Nice blend between this here, between the clarinets and then the lower octave and the oboe and the upper octave and the flute, right? Flutes go up an octave. 17 again. Breathe. Time 1 and 2. Now, as you're listening in the back, which line is a little out of context of the color of the texture? Too wrong. Remember, yes, for a diminuendo. Why is it a diminuendo? It's not going in play. Doesn't resolve. What happened? What's the other principle at work there in phrasing? Quick notes on the beat resolve to longer, lighter notes. So on purpose, I want to hear your. All right, bring that back into context. It's there and there. Here's 17. That was much better. Thank you very much. Keep working on that color. Breathe and. First note a little more noticeable, so the audience can hear. The diminuendo was nice. We're going to breathe, ready. Now what else could I add there? Still not right. Don't answer. Just think of what we've covered this week. What technique could I apply here? You say the stretch. The stretch of the first note. Your first eighth note to your first eighth. Feel that up. Pull it a little bit. Once more. You're not playing, listen, breathe, and. Right in. I'm sorry, my fault. My fault. Dead cue. Breathe, and. Stretch. First note goes, so beautiful, so beautiful. Those of you also playing, trying to listen. Let's do it again. Fix that up once more. We're going on. Breathe and. Actually ends 2 before 27, 3 before. And then we have a little coda added to echo the previous cadence. So that's a way of extending a section. So it's not abrupt. Right, so we don't go from A section to B section directly. It's A section with a little subtle coda, then B section. So it's a way to break up the sterileness of the rigidity of the form. Okay, let's go on to 27. Now, the question now is, the trumpets have listened to the phrasing and the style all this while. Will they apply what they've already heard to their part? Even though it's a new theme, but it's got to sound like it belongs in this piece. You know what I mean? So give it a go. Let's pick up the 27. Breathe and. Once more, same thing. And. note, especially in the second one, because that's what makes music romantic. What makes music romantic? The exaggeration of the inflection, right? Wide swings and dynamic makes music romantic. All right, so we're on the road. We ain't there yet, but we're starting to get there. Once more, at 27. Breathe and. Would you mind on the second note, please? Do you mind on the second note? Breathe. Time! We shouldn't be falling apart on eighth notes. Come on. All right, come on. Please concentrate. Keep that eighth note going. Here's 39. Just the tune. Saxophones, horns, and euphonium. Here we go. Breathe and 1. What the composer write that would be helpful? Gave you 3 tunes. Second note light. E, E. What's romantic music? All right, just do what he wrote. Breathe and. Yeah, let it go. Let it go. Because the wood ones are going to come in. That was beautiful. All right, 2 before 39. 2 before 39. Breathe. It's nice. Nice tension in that chord. Why did I put all those color notes in? I want it to be dissonant. I want to have tension. What follows that? Yes. All right, that was beautiful. We will get better when we get a chance to do it. And I started the retard a little early than where it's written. And you went very nicely with me, which is very good. I tend to do that. You know, when I wrote this 100 years ago, you make certain decisions, you know? And now, every once in a while, whenever I do this piece, I tend to start the crescendo, the retard a little early. Just more romantic. Gives it more time to develop to that climax. And of course, climaxes are wonderful to deal with if we plan them out carefully. Let's go to 52. 52. We won't finish the piece, or maybe we will, if there's time, because I do want to keep on schedule. And legato always takes more time. Why? Bands don't play legato music very much. Orchestrally, we play this music all the time. How many romantic pieces have you ever played with your band? How many? Or not very many. Usually we go biff, bam, boom in the band. You know, we don't do much of this. You know, but which is why I wrote this. And you know, the others, I always do write a romantic piece, and I go to a festival and somebody plays it and they go right through it, like it was a march. You know, missed all the bits and pieces. That's because they're not used to doing romantic music. 52. 52 with a pickup, and major blunder. Why is the second bar diminuendo? Doesn't go anyplace. We screamed it. Come on, use what we're learning. Keep that stretch going. First eight. And once more, same place. And. I don't want any laser beam sounds. It's a very delicate, beautiful ending. But that's a little view of romantic music. Remember, inflection has to be exaggerated, especially the diminuendos. Crescendo take care of themselves. You also notice through this what we should learn, that there's always more problems with subdivision in slower legato tunes than there is with faster tunes. So be prepared next week when you conduct. Make sure that you give good attention to your subdivision and encourage all the players to play with subdivision, because we had real problems. And what's the other concept that's valuable in this? Nobody in first. A lot of times you just say, wait, and I'm going someplace. I'll verbally say, wait! So, because somebody always comes in early and then so forth. So it won't hurt at all. What else did we cover today? Color. Getting 4 lines, each one to have its own expressive nature, which makes the whole. Think of the beginning. Right? We've got the tuba, which establishes the key and tonality. Then we had the 8th note, that way, and then we had D, and then we had the half note goes with it. Beauty happens when all 4 are played musically, and they're all in sync with each other, right? And magic happens. So we did have some really nice moments.